then to turn to some of the letters that they wrote. The Jesuit practice is that every mission or ministry in a house writes what they've done for a year and sends that to Rome. And we happen to have that. This is thanks to the Italians, God bless them. They have transcribed a lot of these letters. They're very difficult in the original to read. The handwriting is very hard. The paper is so worn that sometimes you're left with just the threads and the paper has disintegrated. So there are times that even in reading one of these to you, I'll have to say it's blurred, which means that there's no paper there. But this is from 1644 in the Auvergne, and he was the missionary there. So did he write it? We don't know, but it certainly describes, if not his work, his type of work. The missions of the Auvergne, instituted by His Eminence Cardinal de la Rochefoucauld, and those founded by the most illustrious Bishop and Lord John d'Estrées, and others established by other eminent men for the Christian instruction of the population of Rodez and for the return to the Catholic faith of the Calvinistic city, all provided for from their own incomes, open to ours, Jesuits, that's Jesuit language, ours, a very vast field of merit and labor, and drew for it not a few others from the colleges and residences in which they lived. The people of the Auvergne would receive with great enthusiasm every kind and gentle memory many benefits from this illustrious and well-deserved effort. The archpriest of a blurred city had a 3-month mission through the cities and villages, which made so complete a journey and visitation that all the inhabitants from first to last received the sacraments. It is well known that when the fathers went to the villages, citizens spontaneously abandoned their plows and oxen so that they could secure in their hearts the divine word grasped by their ears. Indeed, in those places, while the missionaries dedicated themselves to the instruction of the people, they considered ferial days as feast days, no different from major solemnities. They heard more than 2,200 general confessions, repealed invalid judgments with as much sorrow as the penitents would have had at the time of death. At that time, a woman was disabled by an exhausting illness which weakened her. She presented herself for confession and simultaneously recovered the salvation of her soul and the health of her body. The most serious hatreds were extinguished, which had deep roots in the hearts of the adversaries, so much so that later on, those who up to that time had been divided by private conflicts were so reconciled between themselves that they became examples of love and mutual friendship. There were some blood brothers who were angry with each other and were gripped by the greatest dissensions. Honest men of some authority had sought in vain to reconcile them. Ours obtained this grace from God. It often happened that while men of great authority were not able to reconcile dissidents among various families or even among the same group, this was easily done by the missionaries who, with the help of God, wanted to welcome pious vows on the part of the disputants and to extinguish the flames of discord and even of serious sedition to the great admiration of everyone.